Radio Rahim here with Big Bang Zhang. I like saying that. I don't even know if I'll ever even say your first name again because it's so fun to say Big Bang Zhang. You know, you're one of the most understated fighters on the dais every time, but I think you're having the most fun. Am I correct in this assumption?
Yeah, I'm right. You're right. I'm an easygoing person outside of the ring, but when I'm inside, it's a different animal.
It must be incredibly fortunate for you to be boxing at this time because of the way boxing is going with Riyadh season.
Beyond fortunate, actually, I believe that Riyadh season give everybody, including myself, an opportunity to let the world know who we are. And we set up big fights, the best fighting the best. It's an unbelievable era. A big thank you to His Excellency, Frank Warren, promotional team and management team.
It was a close loss that you suffered defeat, but because of the era, you continue to get opportunities and the fans continue to want to see Zhang in the ring. What does that mean to you that this opportunity on the 22nd gives you a chance for redemption?
Well, you're absolutely right. After the Parker loss, I came back strong against Deontay Wilder, now February 22nd against Kabayel. But I don't feel like redemption is needed here. In my mind, I never lost this fight.
You don't believe you lost those fights, that I understand. However, you were able to knock Parker down, which is probably part of the reason you think you could have won that fight. But because of his movement and angles, it's likely that Kabayel will try to emulate what he saw Parker do. How are you preparing for that style so that that doesn't become a flaw that people try to expose?
I know Kabayel is going to watch Parker fight. He's going to learn from it, and he's going to come up with everything possible in the book. And I tell you something, me and my coach, we have something cooking too. February 22nd, we'll show you.
Do you believe you can win this fight on the cards, or is it necessary for Zhang to get a knockout and keep that big bang streak going?
Well, in heavyweight division, everything can happen with one punch, so I don't particularly look for a knockout. And when the time comes, when the knockout will happen, so my whole focus is get my timing right.
Well, speaking of timing, Father Time waits for no man, and as well as you're doing, you are 41. Are you feeling pressure to get a championship opportunity very soon?
Well, age is just a number. I said it multiple times before. It's just a number to me. And I'll prove to everybody that at this age, I can still train at high level and I can fight. And I can fight to win. So this is the hard-working spirit within our Chinese nationals. We all have the hard-working and dedication going into the fight.
Well, with that attitude and the heavyweight titles somewhat tied up for the foreseeable future, then maybe the big money fights are the ones that you want to focus on. It seems that Anthony Joshua all of a sudden will be available after February 22nd.
Well, I'm not sure about what Age is going to do down the line, but after February 22nd, if he wants to fight, talk to my team, sign the contract, we'll get it done.
Obviously, the big news of the week and the reason that Joshua's all of a sudden available is because Tyson Fury has announced his retirement. What was your reaction when you heard that, and how long do you think that this retirement holds?
But who knows? In my opinion, this retirement would last half a year to a year. I think he's going to come back after that. Maybe not. Who knows? But it's his personal decision.
Well, there's also the Alexander Usyk unified champion. Most people expect that the winner of Dubois and Parker gets Usyk, but that's not written in stone. Have you had any conversations or set your sights on possibly getting either the winner of Joseph Parker and Dubois or Usyk? Have you had a conversation with His Excellency at all if you do come through with Kabayel?
No, I haven't really talked about this because this is steps ahead. I only focus on February 22nd right now because without victory on that, nothing's going to happen.
Well, then let me ask you for some predictions about the top of the card. These fights that you're not in, but everyone is going to be trying to be the star on the night.
It's hard to predict because all the top to bottom, they're all 50-50 fights. I'm on the fence with everybody on that card.
Do you consider your fight a 50-50 fight?
Yeah. This is what heavyweights is about. Let's see who had the first timing right. Maybe it takes one punch. Maybe it takes one combination and finish.
You're going to be the first fight of a series of very anticipated fights. So that'll make it the hardest for you to be the one who steals the show because they're going to see you first after and everyone else after. What do you do on February 22nd for at the end of all those great fights for everybody to be talking about Big Bang Zhang?
Have to perform well. That's the only way to make the audience remember you.
A couple of fights that seem to have been made. Certainly, we saw Canelo at the Ring Magazine award show. Once we saw him there, we knew that business was going to be handled in the subsequent hours. And now it appears we're going to get Crawford, Canelo in September. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
I don't know.
It's hard to tell 2 pound best against each other. It's a really difficult question.
Canelo having a 2-weight advantage. He's 2 weight divisions ahead of Crawford. You being a bigger man who has fought guys who are much smaller than you because the heavyweight division doesn't have those kind of stipulations. What are the advantages that the smaller man has? In other words, what does Canelo have to look out for fighting a smaller, possibly faster fighter?
Well, I have to say work both ways, a double-edged sword. The bigger guy have to maximize the advantage, which is being bigger and probably punches harder. And the smaller guy has to be more flexible. So either one have to maximize what they do the best.
Joseph Parker's made no secret that he's going to come in heavier for the Dubois fight than he was for your fight. Obviously, you've been in the ring with him. How do you think he matches up against Dubois, and will the weight help him with Dubois? Do you think that's a good idea that he be heavier?
In a way, it makes sense, but everyone is different because when somebody make more weight, somebody gain weight, it means more muscle, and it means he probably punches harder. He absorb punches better, but we have to see individually in the ring what happens.
You're not looking past Kabayel, but those of us in the analyst business are always trying to figure out what the next matchup might be. If you had your choice at a world title shot, would you rather fight a Dubois or Usyk?
I want them both.
And lastly, if Parker does come through and manages to win that heavyweight championship, do you think you deserve a rematch and a title shot all in one?
Yeah, everything is possible.
I always like to give you an opportunity to shout out your Chinese supporters and the people who can't be here, may not be there on the 22nd. It's funny, they talked about the year of the snake, but you're was it the hawk? The eagle. What does that mean to you? What do you embody that you share with the eagle?
It's when you look at the food chain, because eagle is definitely on top of the food chain compared to a snake. I think it's sharp, and it just grab the prey and do things to it.
Okay, well, I mean, you're the size of a pterodactyl, which is like the dinosaur version of an eagle. So if you're at the top of the food chain, I think you might be able to pick up all these heavyweights in your talons. We cannot wait to see you on February 22nd. Big Bang Zhang and Radio Rahim.